Good morning, students. In the last class we discussed latch, right? Two types of latch. So only one type, that is SR latch, using two different circuits. One is using NAND gate, second one is using NOR gate, right? So in today's class we will start with a flip-flop, right? We will start with one more sequential circuit, which is called a flip-flop, right? So what is a flip-flop? Flip-flop is also a sequential circuit which stores, let me write the definition. It is a sequential circuit. It is a sequential circuit which stores one bit at a time. One bit at a time, and it also acts as a memory. Okay, so what do you mean by one bit here? So we are dealing with only digital data here. So digital data, either using one bit, digital data using one bit, I can write only two kinds of data. One is one, either 1 or 0. So that means flip-flop is a sequential circuit which stores either 1 or 0, and it acts as a memory. And if you want to store multiple bits, such a number of flip-flops you have to use to store the multiple bits. If I want to store 4 bits, let us say 1010 I want to store, I need to use 4 flip-flops, right? So combination of these four flip-flops, we call it as a register, right? And flip-flop is also a kind of latch. Flip-flop is also a kind of latch, right, which contains a control input. Along with the normal inputs, the flip-flop also contain the control input. In sequential circuit, we call this control input as clock, and in combination circuits, we call this control input as enable. Okay, so this is the basic definition of a flip-flop. And what are the different types of flip-flops here, right? Types of flip-flops we are going to see. There are 4 types. One is called a D flip-flop, SR flip-flop, then JK flip-flop, and T flip-flop. D stands for data or delay, right? Why it is called data flip-flop? Whatever input you give, the same output you will get. That means if I want to store 1 in a D flip-flop, then input I'll keep as 1. I'll make input is equal to 1, right? So that if I apply a control signal or a clock signal, then same data will be stored in a D flip-flop, right? And why it is called a delay flip-flop? Because it will undergo a propagation delay, right? So once I apply the input, it will take a certain amount of time to reflect at the output after applying the control signal, right? So it will take some propagation, it will take some time to propagate from input to output. Hence it is called the propagation delay. Propagation means, or propagate means, move from one point to another point, right? So here one point is input, second another point is output, right? So it will take, the data will take certain amount of time to travel from input to output. Hence it is called a propagation delay. Next, SR latch we have already seen. The same name we are going to apply, that is set and reset. JK stands for Jack and Kilby. Jack and Kilby flip-flop, and the last flip-flop T, the full form of T is toggle flip-flop, right? So what is the disadvantage of set and reset flip-flop? For the last input, that is let us say S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1. For this input, the output is forbidden state. What do you mean by that? The output is not complement to each other, right? So because that we call it, it is also called as that is indeterminate state, right? So to overcome that problem, we go for a Jack Kilby or a JK flip-flop. Okay, so now we will start with the first flip-flop. Now we will start with the first flip-flop, which is SR flip-flop. We will start with the first flip-flop, which is SR flip-flop. I can either call it as a SR flip-flop, or if I want to call it as SR latch, how can I call? Gated SR latch. One and the same. Either you call it as SR flip-flop, or you can also call it as gated SR latch. So in SR latch, we do not have any control input. We don't have any control input, but in case of SR flip-flop, we have a control input. That control input itself is called as gated SR latch. That means it is a modified SR latch in which we are taking care of the control input, right? So output is not suddenly going to change whenever the input changes. The output will change once the control signal is applied, right? So before we start with these SR flip-flops, what I want to highlight here is, we'll see some of the differences between the flip-flop and a latch. The first difference, both are the memory devices, that is not the difference, but in flip-flop we have a control signal. We have a control signal, or you can also call it as control input, along with the normal inputs, right? So if I take an example of SR flip-flop, right, along with S and R are the normal inputs, right? So along with these normal inputs, we have a control input which we call it as a clock, right? So until and unless the clock changes, the output will not change, right? So at the latch side, we don't have control input, no control input. We don't have control input, but we have only what? We have only normal inputs, right? So in case of SR latch, S and R are the normal inputs, and we don't have any control input. So as soon as the input changes, the output will change. Second difference. What is the second difference? The second difference is flip-flops are synchronous circuits. Flip-flops are synchronous circuits. What do you mean by synchronous circuits? Right? The output will change in synchronous with some of the input, right? Or in synchronous with the control input, you can say. And latches are asynchronous inputs. Third one, the output changes when control input changes, right? And here the output changes when the normal input changes. When the normal inputs change, don't have any control input, so output will change as soon as the input changes, right? So some of the examples for flip-flops: D, SR, T and JK, right? So here also you can put the same category, that is SR, T, D and JK, but we do not normally use T, D, JK as a latch. We use only SR as a latch. Okay, so these are some of the differences between flip-flops and latches. So now we will discuss SR, gated SR latch, or I can call it as SR flip-flop. I can call this as SR flip-flop. Okay. SR flip-flop, or you can also call it as gated SR latch. Okay, so I'll use here a NAND gate, right? So I'll use NAND gate to denote this circuit for SR latch, SR flip-flop. Okay, so it is same as the SR flip-flop, S bar R bar latch. So what is the difference? I'll tell you. In S, you just I think you remember S bar R bar latch, which we have used using a NAND gate, right? This is S bar R bar latch. This is R, output is R bar here. Another input is connected to Q bar, and Q is connected to one of the input of second NAND gate, right? So this is a normal S bar R bar latch. So what I'll do, I'll replace this NOT gate by what? A NAND gate, right? So instead of NOT gates, I'll use a NAND gate. So how? I don't have a one input NAND gate, right? So minimum inputs for NAND gates are 2, right? So one input is yes, See, instead of this NOT gate, I have drawn one NAND gate. Okay, so I'll number those NAND gates. So 1, 2, I keep them same. The replaced NOT gates are numbered as 3 and 4. Okay, so now everything is same, only the NOT gates are replaced by NAND gates. Now you can see, we know that the minimum number of inputs for NAND gates are 2, right? So what will be the second input for gate number 3 and gate number 4, which is nothing but the control signal, and we call it as clock, right? So I hope you understood. It is same as S bar R bar latch itself using NAND gate, right? Only the thing is, NOT gates are replaced by NAND gates, right? So now we need to analyze the circuit by applying one more signal, which is clock, right? So the truth table remains same. Along with S and R, we will be having one more input, which is clock, or the control input, right? So now what variation will occur in this circuit, that we will see. So here, as soon as I change S and R, the output will change, right? So let us say when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, the latch remains in the previous state, or there is no change in the output, right? As soon as I make S is equal to 1, Q will become, let us say the previous state is 0, 1, this we have assumed. Okay, so as soon as I make S is equal to 1, what happens to Q? Q will become 1 and Q bar will become 0. And when I make R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 0, what happens? The latch will reset. That means Q will become 0 and Q bar will become 1, right? So now what happens to this circuit? We have modified it, no? We have taken care of that control input. So how this control input will affect the output of the circuit, that we will see. Okay, so I'll explain for one or two combinations. Okay, see, the first combination is 0, 0, right? So here also we need to assume the previous state. Let us assume the previous state as 0, 1, right? So now we will see what happens when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0. What is the output of third and fourth NAND gate? Because from the property of NAND gate, if one of the input of NAND gate is 0, then output is equal to 1, right? So this is 1, this is 1, right? So until we get the second, suppose let us say one input of NAND gate is 1, right? So that means the output we cannot directly tell, we need the second input, right? So here you see Q is 0, if I apply 0 here, what will I get? Q bar is equal to 1, and if I apply 1 here, 1 and 1 is equal to 0, right? So that means the flip-flop remains in its previous state, even though I do not apply clock. It will remain in its previous state. Okay, let us, I'll put a don't care here. Even if you apply clock or leave it, so flip-flop will remain in its previous state, that is 0 1, right? So here we will verify it for 1 0 also, right? So let us assume the previous state is 1 0 1 0, right? So if I apply 0 0 here, what we will get here? 1 1, and this is 0 0, NAND 1 is 1 1, NAND 1 is 0, right? So that means when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, the flip-flop remains in its previous state, right? So instead of writing 0 1 and 1 0, two different outputs for same input combination, instead of writing these two combinations, I'll write it in general, that is Q and Q bar. That means if Q is 0, it remains in its previous state. If Q bar is 1, Q bar will remain as it is, that is 1. If Q is equal to 1, Q bar is equal to 0, then they will remain in its previous state. So what do you mean by that? General output is this one, right? Next, I'll apply 0 1, right? So let us assume the previous state is 1 0, right? So I'll assume the previous state is 1 0, and I'll make R is equal to 1. If I make R is equal to 1, what happens? See, since S is equal to 0, what is the output of third NAND gate? It is 1, correct? And here, since let us say, since R is equal to 1, which is applied to the input of fourth gate, until and unless I know the second input, I cannot predict the output of the fourth NAND gate, right? Because one input is high. So what I'll assume here, I'll make clock is equal to 0. Let us see what happens. If I make clock is equal to 0, what is the output of fourth NAND gate? It will be equal to 1. It will be equal to 1. Now if I apply these previous inputs, that is 0 here, right? So 1 0, output is 1. 1 NAND 1, output is 0. So what happens here? Is it reset? Because R is equal to 1, right? R is equal to 1. What should be the value of Q? Q should be 0 and Q bar should be 1. Are you getting that? No, right? So that means the output is wrong. That means the output is wrong, and it will be controlled by what? The control signal, which is clock. Now we will see what happens if I make clock is equal to 1. Now if I make clock is equal to 1, what happens? 0 NAND 1, output of third NAND gate is 1, because one of the input is 0. Next, the output of fourth NAND gate, which is 1 NAND 1, is equal to 0, right? What you got here is 0. Since one of the input for second NAND gate is 0, output will be equal to 1. Output will be equal to 1, right? So that is Q bar is equal to 1, and Q bar is equal to 1, and this one is applied to the second input of first NAND gate. So 1 NAND 1 is equal to 0. So what happens to Q? Q will become 0. Understood now? Is it reset state? Yes, because Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1. So that means whenever I change the normal inputs, those are S and R, the output will not change suddenly. It will wait for the control signal to change. That means the control signal is going to control the outputs of what? The flip-flop. This is the difference between SR latch and gated SR latch or SR flip-flop, right? So let us assume the previous state is 0 1. Next I will make S is equal to 1. And R is equal to 0. Output of fourth NAND gate will be 1. I am not applied. Let us assume clock is 0. Output of fourth NAND gate is 1, and output of third NAND gate is also 1, because clock is 0, right? So 1 NAND 1, previous state was 0 1. 1 NAND 1 is 0 and 0, and this is 1. That remains in its previous state. That is wrong. So I have to make clock is equal to 1. So once I make clock is equal to 1, 1 NAND 1 is 0 and 1 NAND 0 is 1. So this is 0, output is Q will be equal to 1, and this one and this 1 NAND 1 will be equal to 0. That means this is a set state, right? So here the output of the flip-flop is going to depend on the control signal. Okay, thank you.